Should people be released when they're injured? Probably not. Morally, probably not. But this is the WWE. We can't expect WWE to uphold morals, can we? After a week where 14 names were either told their contracts are being terminated or they are not being renewed once they are up, another name has come to join them. I'm talking about Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland, who we know from NXT UK, his run on the main roster as one of the Brawling Brutes with Sheamus and Pete Dunne. Ridge Holland has found himself in such an awkward place in wrestling in the WWE since he became kind of known for hurting people, injuring himself, doing just some, I guess, careless stuff, if I can call it that. Most notably, injuring Big E and ultimately retiring Big E, because Big E recently said on Stephanie McMahon's podcast that, he thinks he's done. He doesn't see a way back from where he is, but I think he's very content with what he's doing now. The fans want to see Big E back. But back to Ridge Holland, I don't think he's been able to kind of live that down. He's become associated with hurting people, hurting himself, and the guy that's ultimately retired, Big E. Now, Ridge Holland and this particular situation, he is currently injured. He went down to Evolve. Yeah, that's where they've sent him. He's kind of reinvented himself as the Steam Pig, Ridge Holland. And recently he was on a TNA taping where he had a match against Moose and got injured. I think he's basically broken his foot. And yeah, it was going to be like maybe a long-term injury sort of thing. And he's been recuperating from that. And he has been told by WWE, whilst he's injured, that they are not renewing his contract when it comes up in November. And Ridge Holland has taken to social media and give us like a farewell, a bit of a, kind of updating us on that current situation. So I'm going to read to you what Ridge Holland said following, the news that he's not going to be renewed in November when his WWE contract comes up. I've been informed that WWE will not be renewing my contract when it ends on November 14th. WWE are still going to cover my rehab from injury, but my guaranteed pay will end. Quite frustrating to say the least, as I cannot work for another 6 months due to the aforementioned injury with a family of 5 to support. My career with WWE has been blighted by misfortune, but I'm still thankful and grateful for the opportunity and experience. The shining light that has always kept me going is the huge support from a handful of special human beings. Thank you. I'm unsure what lies ahead of me in terms of wrestling, but going forward, I'll be working hard to heal up, and in time, I'll be launching my own online coaching business. So stay tuned. Cheers. Gutted. Absolutely gutted. Like, you can hear just the... just he's down, man. You can just hear this is a man that's down on his luck, as if he hadn't really got a name, a stigma with everything around wrestling, and like I say, the injuries that he may have caused, and injuries to himself and things like that. Like, now he's lost his job, he has a family of 5 to support, and I guess I can resonate with that, especially as a father, someone that has kids, a wife and everything like that. It's difficult. Someone just pulled your job from underneath your feet, and albeit, like he said, WWE are still going to pay for his rehab, even out of contract, but he can't work for another 6 months. So post November 14th, where is the income? Where is the income? Like, that's still another 5 months or so with no income. Like, he's got to figure out something, and he's got to figure it out pretty soon. He said he's launching an online coaching business, and I hope, that goes all the best for him. But it just shows you that, in the WWE, all of these companies, to be fair, but in the WWE, I think we've seen it time and time again, you are replaceable. You are nothing but, just another cog in the machine, as they say. And for them to be able to just get rid of him, like, it hasn't worked out. And he's been there a while. He's been there since, NXT UK. So he's been under the WWE umbrella for a while. They can just replace you. Like, I don't owe you anything at the end of the day. The good thing that some will say that they've done is they've committed to paying the rehab. But, the injury. And I think I remember someone, Carl Anderson saying the same thing. They released him when he was injured. Maybe they paid for his rehab too. I'm not sure, but I don't know if there's like a kind of a time honor agreement as to how this is managed. Should people be released when they're injured? Probably not. Morally, probably not. But this is the WWE. We can't expect WWE to uphold morals, can we? Like, I don't think something like this would happen in AEW. Let's put it that way. I think that Tony would pay for rehab. I think that Tony would at least keep them under contract until they are able to wrestle again. And then when their contract is up, let them go. WWE, I think, have done that in the past, maybe for some people that they favor a bit more. But on this occasion, that's not going to be Ridge Holland's story. He's been told when he's leaving. And he has to figure it out. He has to figure it out whilst he is still recovering. It's a very difficult situation to be in. Ridge Holland never really reached the heights on our TV. I guess the heights would have been Brawling Brutes, who I'm trying to think, did they ever become tag team champions? I don't think so. And then it was back down to NXT and Evolve. And then he's like, you've sent him to TNA to, of course, for himself to go get some experience, but you've sent him on a side mission away from his actual job. And he's got injured, and now you've let him go. That's a difficult pill to swallow, WWE. That's very, very difficult. But this is the nature of it, man. This is the belly of the beast. There's a lot of men and women that are fighting for these positions on TV. So, like I say, they're replaceable. They are, just cogs in the machine that is WWE. You just hope that he can land on his feet and, it doesn't affect him and his family too much. They've been releasing a lot of people recently. A lot of people not renewing their contracts recently as well. So this is just another name for them. But, in no time, they will go to another big city, wherever Survivor Series is going to be held. They're going to hold, a trial where loads of collegiate athletes are going to come through and they're going to sign up maybe 5 to 10 of them to the PC, and we go again. It's a numbers game, and we go again. So yeah, difficult for Ridge Holland, but is there like a moral side of it where WWE should have kept him on even for another 6 months, let him kind of get back on his feet, be able to wrestle again before letting him go? Let me know down below in the comments what you think. This is the WWE, and I know we can't really expect them and their moral compass to ever be correct, but let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. My name's Mex. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.